Okay. Good evening, everyone. Am I audible? Yes. Okay. So I hope I'm audible. Yeah. So yesterday, just I given the basic idea what you people are supposed to learn in this course and how the course is designed and what is the main objective of this course. Okay. So yesterday, I think anybody joined today? Any newcomers are there? Just raise your hand. Any newcomers today? No. Okay. Everyone joined yesterday. So I think you people are already know what is uh, there in this course and how you are going to learn the things in the coming days, right? So now let me start the actual uh, part of this course. As I mentioned, so we'll go concept by example. So as already I mentioned, we need to start from very scratch, and if possible, if there is any people already, if you want to sit with your laptop, that is also fine for me, right? So now let me start uh, very basics as it is first class. So before going to this, let me talk about something what you need to have in your computer. If anybody is straight away wants to practice along with me, then maybe I'll recommend you to install this softwares in your computer or laptop, right? So basically, softwares required. I'll talk about first the softwares required, then I'll come to the basics part. Okay. So software required is to all are open source only. Okay. So all are open source. Okay. You need to practice. You need open source. Okay. First is my suggestion is you can go for Python IDLE. So this is the software you need to have in your computer to start with. As a beginner, we'll go with this Python IDLE for a couple of days. And official website to download is www.python.org. So this is the official website to download Python. Anybody is already installed in your computer, please let me know. This Python IDLE. Anybody is having? If you don't have, then I'll show you the process, how it is going to be downloaded and installed. And how many of you are right now with your computer in this class? How many of you are right now with your computer in this class? Okay. So anybody, do you have, is it installed? Gajapati Rai and Lata, is it installed? Anybody installed? If it is installed, let me know. Otherwise, I'll show you the installation process as well. Okay, yeah. So then, yeah, I'll show you the installation process. So you go to this website, as I mentioned. The website what we are going to use is python.org. This is the official website. Okay, let me share my screen. I think I'm not sharing my screen, right? Am I sharing my screen? So I think it is visible, right? My screen is visible, right? Okay, yeah. So if you have any doubts, let me know in chat box. Yes. So now this is official website. I hope everyone opened this. Even if you want, I'll type it in chat box as well. So python.org is the official website. Don't download from other sources, third-party websites or third-party links. Don't use. Okay. So you're supposed to use only this link. Well, I shared this link even in the chat box as well. Just you click on that link, then you will be redirected to this page, right? So here there is an option for downloads. The second menu item, downloads. So just when you click on downloads, automatically you can see download for Windows. in my case, I'm using Windows. So it's showing download for Windows. And there is a button, Python with version number, right? So Python 3.13.1. Just you click on this button. That's it. Just you click on this button, then automatically it gets downloaded. Anybody clicked on this button? Let me know anybody clicked on this button. If anybody clicked on this button, then it will be downloaded soon. Okay, it's not going to take much time. It's very a simple software only. It will be completed maximum in 2 to 3 minutes. Just you download by clicking this button. So exe file will be gets downloaded, and once it is downloaded, just you double click the downloaded file so that your installation process will starts. So it's very simple installation how you are going to install other softwares. And there is a okay, nothing difficult. It is very similar to how you are going to install all other softwares. If anybody is facing any issue, let me know. Okay, so once your executable file is gets downloaded, then you need to double click so that it will starts your installation, and you can select your location where you want to install, and also just you click on next and finish. So your Python is going to be installed. Mac, for Mac users, here already there is an option, right? So Mac OS, right? So just you click on this Mac OS. So it will show you all the releases. Just you can uh, select the latest Mac OS 64-bit universal installer. Okay, so you can click on this so that you can install it for Mac users. Okay, so anybody completed installation? Even any version after 3.11 is fine. Of course, latest version is 3.13.1. So you can download 3.12.8 also, 13.1 also. Okay, no problem. It doesn't matter. Okay, anybody completed, let me know. Or if you are facing any issue also, let me know. Okay, yeah. It will take some time, maybe max 5 minutes. You can. So 3.8.32 also fine. It is not a. Yeah, okay. So, yeah. So yeah. So once you install, you can go to start and just you type Python. You can see this icon, ideally with the version number, whatever you installed. You can see ideally with the version number. So this is what you need to check. This is what you need to check. Okay. So if you are able to see this icon, then you are okay. If you click on this icon, then you will get the window. Ideally window you can see. So this is ideally window, ideally shell, the version number 3.12.2 in my case. Okay. So you can see this window. If this window is appearing, then you can say it's installed successfully. Okay. Yeah. So if anybody is facing any issue, let me know. This is the basic uh, environment where we need to practice all the programs. As a beginner, you need to use this. Later on, maybe we'll use some other environments as well. But the initial few classes, you are supposed to learn everything from scratch. So hence, we'll use this tool only. So everyone uh, understood how to install. Even some people who are not doing now, at least you got an idea how it is going to be done, right? So any doubts? Let me know any doubts. Okay, so if you are installing, just you check whether are you able to see this window in your computer? Just you go to start. Once it is gets installed, you go to start. Okay. Just you type IDLE. Just you type IDLE. Then you can see this icon. Okay. Just you click on it. Then it will be open this window. IDLE shell with the version number, whatever version you installed. If you install 3.13.1, then it will show you 3.13.1. Okay. So what about remaining? At least you understood the steps. Maybe later you can install if it is not now. So if you are not in front of computer now, we can install it later. That's not a difficult thing. But at least you understand the steps, right? What you need to do. So don't install it from other third-party links. Straight away you need to install it only from this python.org. This is the only official website from where you will get it, this ideally. Right? Any more questions? Any doubts? Okay, so is it installed? Are you able to see that window? Yeah, once it is installed, just you make sure that you are able to see this IDLE shell window. Then it is successfully installed. So if you are not getting, again, you made some mistake. So I think it's not a difficult thing. Everyone is able to install. Already maybe you installed some softwares, okay, in your computer. So same process. There is no particular step you are supposed to add it to this. It's a similar whatever you did for other uh, softwares installation also. Same thing, right? So I hope it's clear, right? So this is one software we'll use for a couple of sessions, and once we got some, yeah, that is what you will get it. Okay. So same thing, that's what Python with version number 3.12.8 or whatever. Yeah. Yes. So if you want, you can check here something. If you want to check whether it is installed properly, you can give some big calculation. Let's say multiply some numbers. Then you are supposed to get the result. Or even you can do some calculations. You can do some calculations. So if it is giving some result means your IDL is installed properly. That's it. That's a simple testing you can do from your side. Yeah, 3.13 is also there. 3.12.8 is also fine. Okay, in my case only I'm using 12.2 only. No problem. Doesn't matter. Only some features are getting changed. As far as the program is concerned, there is no, only some enhancements are done, right? So just you can have some simple mathematical calculations you can do. So are you able to get the result? If you are getting some result, then your installation is success. Yes, is it clear? Yes, okay. So remaining who are installed just now, just you make sure that you have some calculation, you have some mathematical calculations you can do on shell, and if you are able to get the result, okay, in blue color, result you will get it in blue color. Okay, so then your IDL is installed successfully. This is a simple testing you need to do on your own from your side. Okay, so I hope it is clear to everyone. The people who are not doing now also, you are in a position to do it, right? So any doubts, any queries? So if you want, I'll write the steps here for the people who are not doing right now. So go to post Python IDLE. So first is step 1. open this website python.org. Next, step 2. Step 2 is select downloads from menu. Okay, step 3. Step 3, by default, it will show you. By default, it will show you the current latest version. Latest version number on a button. So step 4, just click the version button to download executable file. Step 5, once it's downloaded, you can double click the file to install. Okay, so I hope all the steps are clear, right? And step 6, checking by going to start programs. Type PLA and when opens. So then from it, right from and find the head ideally. Okay. So just you can find this ideal shell, right? Understood? So I hope it is clear, right? So any doubts? If any doubt, please let me know in the chat box because I don't want to confuse you with by telling different things. Just I'm writing everything even. Okay, if you are not installed, maybe you want to install tomorrow or maybe after this class. At least you must be aware of what I'm doing, right? So that it is clear for you people. Later you can do on your own, right? So any questions on this? Okay, yeah. Yeah, you don't bother about that multiple options, all this. Okay, so just you, it's yeah, later on that customization. I'm not talking about all these things because maybe you are having some technical knowledge, but others maybe will confuse. So I don't want to talk all these things as of now. Okay, so just you can just I can make it as very simple as possible. Okay. So this is a basic tool already I mentioned. We are going to use this tool only for a couple of sessions. Once you got expertise with this, then we'll use other tool. The other tool is also very important. In industry, you can see this one only. Okay. So the other tool is this is first is ideally second. Second is we are going to use Jupyter Notebook. This is very important. And in industry also, you're going to use this one only, Jupyter Notebook. Okay. So Jupyter Notebook is, we are going to use it after, maybe after 10 days, maybe we can use this Jupyter Notebook. But you must know how to install it, even Jupyter Notebook as well. To install this Jupyter Notebook, you need to download this Jupyter Notebook. You can get it from Anaconda Distribution. Anaconda Distribution. Okay. So Anaconda is a distribution. So where you can get all the different uh, environments. So for this, you can write anaconda.org. So let me show you this website as well. So not required now, but later you can have this. Okay, so anaconda.com/download. So for your reference, I'll share this in the chat box. So anaconda.com/download. For Linux also you have anaconda.com/download. So for Linux also already I showed you, now here there is an option for Linux as well in IDLE. So where python.org. So here you can go to the downloads. Okay, you can have other platforms, right? So in other platforms, if you click on other platforms, so then you can see all the platforms here. So for Solaris, for UEFI, UX, okay, alternate Python packages for Linux. So all this, but my suggestion is if you are having Windows, then I don't know whether you will prefer Linux or not, but in general, we can use it in uh, Windows or Mac is fine, but Linux, if you are already habituated, then I'm not going to uh, suggest you to go to Windows. But if you are not habituated, then better to go with Windows or Mac. Windows, at least Windows. Okay. Okay. So I'm talking about this thing actually, right? The Anaconda. In Anaconda, it is a distribution. Yes. It will ask you your mail ID. You can give your mail ID. Okay. You need to give your mail ID. So once you give your mail ID, so here there is an option, right? So here there is an option called free download. Okay. If you want to download, you can download, but now it is not mandatory because as I mentioned, anyway, I'll explain this after 10 days, maybe after 1 week, once you got some expertise with IDLE, we are supposed to use this for a couple of days. After that, I'll explain this as well. But as of now, it is not required, but only for your information, I'm telling you, you are going to use this one as well, right? So here, just you click on uh, free download. So if it is asking email ID, you can give email ID to your email. You will get the download link. Of course, it is open source only. It's not going to ask any information from you, right? So understood? So once it is installed, it's same. Just you click on free download by giving your mail ID and you are going to get it. And once it is installed, then what you need to do is you need to, okay. So once it is installed, what you will see is you can see this prompt Anaconda Navigator. So I'll show you how once it is gets installed, how it looks like. Okay, so now you can see this window. Okay, so in Anaconda, once it is gets installed, and it's going to take build time because it's a not a very simple software like your IDLE, as it is a distribution, as I mentioned. So you can see this. Okay, so once it's gets installed, you can see this prompt. So in Anaconda Navigator, you can see different environment you can see, but in these different environments, we are going to use only the Jupyter notebook, right? Okay, so now we can see here. Okay, at the right corner, there is a Jupyter notebook, right? Jupyter notebook launch. So once you installed Anaconda, you can see this window, where in this window you can see many IDs are there. Okay, so let's see PowerShell, okay, PyCharm, and Data Spell, Anaconda Toolbox, Jupyter Lab, Jupyter Notebook, but we are going to use Jupyter Notebook. Just you click on launch. Once it's installed, you can see all this, even Visual Studio Code is there, AWS is there, all this you can see, right? So hence just you click on launch so that it will be launched. That is the procedure to install your Anaconda. Which option to choose? Which option? Where you are asking? Once this Anaconda is installed, you will see this window. Okay. With different environments. In these environments, you can see Jupyter Notebook. You can see top right. There is a Jupyter Notebook, right? So this you need to launch. That will gives you the Jupyter Notebook window. So anyway, if you are not doing right now, no problem. You can do it later. But for your information, I am explaining you what is this Anaconda and what is this IDLE. Okay, Anaconda is a distribution package where you can see many environments in a single window. Right? I hope it is clear, right? Yes or no? Is it clear? Okay, so no problem if you people are not able to do right now. Just we are talking about only the IDLE as of now. Later on, we'll go for Anaconda. Okay, don't worry about that. Yeah, you can go for command line installer only. So if you download it, then you can install it. And once it is done, you can see this window, Anaconda Navigator window. In Anaconda Navigator window, you can see all the different environments here. But in this, we need to use the Jupyter notebook, right? So these are the two famous environment we are going to use. But even some other environments also, if you want to know, you can have other, let's say, even I'm not going to talk about others. Let's say, for example, even we have a PyCharm is there. So even you can, if you want, you can use PyCharm. And next, you can have a Visual Studio Code, also known as VS Code, Visual Studio Code. And also we have a Spider, and even we have a Google Colab. So these are the different environments. This Google Colab is a cloud based, and remaining all whatever we seen, they all are offline. So once you installed, you can use them. There is no internet required. But Google Colab is, it is somewhat similar to Jupyter Notebook, and I'll show you anyway. I'll show you Colab also after a couple of sessions. I'll show you how you're going to use Colab and all, right? Understood? So, but we don't use this PyCharm, Visual Studio Code, and Spider. But for your information only, just I'm telling you. Okay, only we can go for Python IDLE for couple of sessions and followed by Jupyter Notebook. That's it. And in some session, I'll show you what is Google Colab also. In Google Colab also, you need to use it for real time purpose actually, right? Is it clear? Any doubts, ma? So far? Any doubts to anyone? I hope everyone is following, right? Let me know if you have any doubts. Yeah. Okay. So this is about the environments what we are supposed to use in our sessions. Okay. So again, I'm telling you, we'll use Python IDLE and Jupyter Notebook, but I'll tell you how you are going to use Colab as well, because Colab is also one of the famous environment. Especially we can use it for data science and deep learning related projects. We can use Colab. Okay, but for basic programming, Python IDLE is enough, but still we can use Jupyter also, because Jupyter is the famous environment you can find in any industry. Okay, so other things like PyCharm, Visual Studio Code, Spider also, if you want, you can use it. No, there is no problem in the environment. Environment is only the way uh, how it's going to be having. Is there any uh, user friendliness for the end user or not? Otherwise, there is no change in code. If I write some code in IDLE, then same code I need to write it in Jupyter. Same code I can write it in PyCharm. Same code I can write in all environments. Okay, it doesn't matter. As far as the code is concerned, there is no change. Only as per our convenience, we will prefer some environment. That's it. Okay. Yeah. So I don't focus on all these things right now. So now, yeah, I'll start the Python basics. Just I'll have some. So I think regarding this environments, it is clear, right? At least you understood what do you mean by IDLE, how you are going to install, right? So Jupyter Notebook later, after a couple of sessions, I'll show you again the installation process and why we'll use Jupyter. I'll tell you at that time. Again, I'll tell you clearly, because by that time you will have some knowledge on Python, and maybe you will get an idea why we need to go to Jupyter. Why we are not going to continue with IDL. Even you can continue even in IDLC, no problem. But in industry, you can see Jupyter. That's why I'm telling you, you can proceed in Jupyter after a couple of sessions. Like, yeah, Python basics. So Python is nowadays, it's very uh, hot cake, we can say, or it's very famous. There are a couple of reasons. So first question, I'll try to answer why you need to learn Python. Okay. So first question is why we need to learn Python. There are many languages, even from 1960s, 1950s. There are many languages coming into the market, and there are many languages. They are expired. We can say they are already expired. Even you don't know some names also. Maybe we may familiar with only couple of languages. Uh, they are there for some time, and they created couple of opportunities. That languages only we may heard, especially like C, C++, Java, or maybe Python. Okay, these languages maybe everyone may be familiar with, but otherwise even some languages, maybe COBOL, BASIC, Fortran, there are other languages also comes into the market, and they may not be they are not there for long time. The reason is there are many reasons, right? So, but why nowadays Python is mandatory? You need to learn. The simple thing is because of as far as the it's a simplicity, as far as the um, I'm talking in the perspective of a learner. I'm not talking in the perspective of an expert. Just I'm talking in the perspective of a learner. So if you want to start your career in coding or in development side, so definitely you must be familiar in at least one of the programming language. So starting with C or Java is may not be the right option. Maybe the right option, but let us assume if you are not having any technical knowledge, you are a non-technical student, then definitely you are going to prefer Python. So the reason is it is very simple. The simplicity, as I mentioned, the syntax of Python is very simple than if you compare with other programming languages like Java or C, C++. Okay, and as it is simple, and already yesterday also mentioned, so if you want to learn Python, so you don't need any prerequisite, right? There is no prerequisite. So prerequisite means you don't have any knowledge of other programming languages to start with Python. Okay. So even if you don't know anything, even if you are not a mathematical background student, even if you are not from computer science background student, even if you are from arts background, or if you are from biology background, or if you are from some other history background or any background, you can learn. Nowadays, most of the management students, MBA students, so they are also learning Python. So because there are many emerging areas evolved in the last 4 to 5 years. Maybe you may heard about different emerging technologies, maybe Internet of Things, cyber security, machine learning, deep learning, okay, generative AI, chat GPT. If we talk about any advanced emerging technology, so all these emerging advanced technologies are going to be okay, going to use Python only. So if you want to familiar with ChatGPT, or if you want to familiar with generative AI, if you want to familiar with machine learning or deep learning or data science or natural language processing, computer vision, if you talk about any advanced technology, so all the applications, whatever we are using in the emerging areas, all are depending on Python only. So that is one of the main reason why nowadays the Python is hot cake, and why the industry is expecting you must have some Python knowledge. The reason is because if you see any industry starting from e-commerce to healthcare, maybe finance sector, or maybe HR, anything. If you talk about any agricultural, even agricultural domain, okay, all the domains they are using all the emerging technologies, right? They are using data science, they are adapting machine learning, they are adapting robotics, they are adapting IoT, they are adapting cyber security. So all these applications are going to be handled through this Python only. So that is the main reason why it is popular nowadays. Means 3 4 years back. Why not before that? This is one of the reason, right? So there is no prerequisite, and because of so emerging areas, emerging technologies. Okay, we can say advancement of emerging technologies, and of course, all the emerging technologies are going to be used by every company nowadays. Okay, no company is nowadays using the traditional methodologies, the old methodologies. Even if you're going to apply for a company in the olden days, what will happen? Your resume is going to be screened by some person, some some person from HR department. Now, even that is also going to be happening through machine learning, right? So all these things are depending on Python only. Understood? So that might be the one of the reason. And next thing is, uh, as far as I mentioned, learner is concerned, always there are n number of job opportunities are there if you are good in Python fundamentals, or if you are able to do some project on your own, then definitely there are many number of job opportunities are there. Okay, so career options are many career options are there. Okay, and one more thing, definitely this Python will be going to rule the market for a couple of years, minimum 10 to 15 years. This Python will dominate the market. So, and means in near future means in 10 to 15 years, it's going to dominate. So it's not like maybe it's going to be there for 1 or 2 years, because all the emerging technologies just now they are coming into the market, and the companies are emerging. They're simply adapting all these emerging technologies. So hence it's not like just coming and simply going, like it's not like that. So it's going to be there minimum 10 to 15 years. It's going to rules the industry. There is no doubt in that. Okay, so next is rich set of built-in support. So what do you mean by this? So rich set of built-in support means we don't need to write everything from a scratch. I don't need to start from scratch. So for example, as yesterday I asked this question, if somebody wants to write a program, first what they will search for, or what they will look for? They will look for, is there any solution available for this problem? They will search for that. If that is available, then they maybe think about customization. How my risk is going to be reduced as a programmer, as a student, or as a software engineer. First question, what you will think? Okay, so can I reduce my risk? Can I complete this task? Let's say your boss is given a task on Monday and is asking to complete it by Friday. So is there any possibility to complete it by Thursday? So how it is possible? If it is already okay, some partial solution is available, or is there any support if you are going to get it? Let's say you are given one, your boss has given one more person to support you, then definitely maybe it may be completed in 4 days, not 5 days. If alone you are going to take 5 days, maybe with the support of one more person, it may be completed in 4 days. Similarly, whenever you are going to do any task, you need to check, is there any support I'll get from the environment, from the language itself, so that you can use it. And if it is not straight away, it is not available, at least you can see, is there any customization can I do for this, so that I can complete my task, right? So that type of customization purpose, and that type of built-in support is given by Python. So there are many built-in libraries are there in Python. There are many built-in modules are there in Python that makes our job easier. Okay, so that is what, as a programmer, always will try to see, can I get any support? Because instead of doing everything from scratch, if there is something which is already available, so on top of it, can I do any customization? This customization is going to helps to complete my task bit earlier. That is what every programmer is going to search for, right? Yes or no? So this is one point where it's going to provide a lot of built-in support. So any doubts so far? Any doubts? Okay, yeah. So I hope everyone is following, because this is my first session. Officially, this is my first session. Yesterday, just I explained about the content and what we are supposed to do. So just I'm asking many times this question. Okay, because maybe some people, if they're not following, let me know, so that I'll try to see what can be done from my side. If you are following, then I can proceed with this flow. I think this flow is fine. Everyone is able to follow, right? Or anything, if you want, you can type it in chat. Yeah, okay. And the next thing is, of course, so if you are going to get some support, then obviously, okay, uh, the number of lines, okay, the code will be reduced. So as I mentioned yesterday, even again I'm telling you. So obviously, if you compare any two programming languages, let's say Java versus Python or C versus Python, if you are going to write a program in Java, let's say it's going to take 100 lines. So then Python is obviously it's going to take less than 100 lines. So maybe 95 lines or 90 lines. Or even if you take C language, it's going to take 100 lines. Then your Python is going to take only, let's say, 85 lines or 90 lines. So if you compare with any programming language, so obviously the code will be reduced. Okay, so this code reduction is going to be uh, useful in many cases, right? So in terms of space, if you reduce the code, then obviously your space is also going to be reduced. So this code reduction and also space minimization is going to be useful in efficiency, right? So if I want to say your program is efficient, then I will think about how many lines of code you are written. Because if I want to judge whether you are written efficient code or not, one of the parameter I may consider whether you are written less code or not. That is also one of the parameter, right? So obviously this Python is going to give that reduced code for any type of application if you're talking about. Next is, so here simplicity means even the syntax also very simple. So it's not like other languages where you are going to be have uh, uh, okay, many rules and many procedures you need to follow. It's not like that. It's very simple as possible. It's similar to your English like syntax. The Python follows English like syntax where you don't have many uh, conditions or many rules you need to follow, right? So next is, of course, uh, there are some limitations in other programming languages. Like maybe if you talk about Java, there are some limitations. That limitations are going to be overcome in Python. Okay, so even that type of limitations you are going to overcome in Python. And other is you can develop different types of applications. If you talk about some web application, okay, so types of applications. So you can do some web application development. You can develop some website. You can have some even mobile application development you can do. And you can do AI related applications. And the main thing is integration. So integrated applications. Integrated applications means, let's say, for example, you are doing some application in civil engineering. The course fee, okay, I'll share it in chat box. If you want to pay, you can pay through this link. Minute. Okay. So this is the payment link for course fee. So this is the payment link. Okay, so here integrated application is nothing but not only the computer science related applications we can do with Python. So nowadays Python is going to be used in different areas. If we talk about civil engineering, if we talk about mathematics, we talk about mechanical engineering, okay, chemical engineering, everywhere you are going to use this in Python. Means if you want to develop some sample component, sample application, then you need to use this Python to integrate some of the components. Let's say I want to develop some component in a civil engineering product, then I can use Python. So I can integrate that component with the civil engineering application. And even I can do it in mining application. I can do it in physical sciences, and I can do it in chemical engineering. So in every domain, it's not limited to a specific domain, or it's not limited to only computer science where you are going to use it. Okay. So it's not like that. You can use it in every domain, and you can integrate the other components by using this Python, uh, and that is also one of the advantage of this language, so that it's not limited to only computer science. It will be used in multi-domain, so even integration can be done. So if you have different components from other domains or other technologies, you can integrate simply this Python component with other technologies. So that is what I'm talking about, integration. Okay, so and as far as the applications are concerned, you can implement different types of applications and you can deploy them. Okay, you can develop some website, you can develop some app, you can develop some chatbot, you can develop some interface, GUI, graphical user interface application, some Windows application, and okay, you can everything you can deploy if it is required to deploy it, and you can deploy it, right? So all these are the sample points why you need to learn Python as a student. If you think about why you need to learn Python, these are the some sample points. Of course, there are many points if you want to discuss, but directly or indirectly, all the points is derived from these main points, whatever I mentioned here, right? So these are the couple of reasons, a couple of advantages. It's compared with other programming languages. It's definitely it going to give a lot of weightage to this programming language compared to others. So that might be the reason why it is nowadays very important. And also most of the companies are also most of the industries they are migrating their projects to Python. Even some companies from the last 15-20 years, they are having only Java projects. So now that projects are also going to be migrated to Python. So now they're migrated to Python. So already this migration is started in the entire globe. So by 2030, by 2030, this migration is going to be almost it's going to reach 60 to 70%. This migration is already started. So as of now, 15%, 15 to 20% of the companies are already migrated their projects to Python. So and it is still happening, and it's still continuing. By 2030, this migration is reached to almost 65 to 70%. So that is the case, then definitely every company is going to look for uh, the people who is having knowledge in Python, right? So these are the different reasons why you need to learn. Understood? Any more queries? Let me know if you have any queries. Any doubts? So if anybody wants to come with your laptop, so just you install IDLE for tomorrow's session. Okay, so we'll start some sample programs. So any doubts? Let me know any doubts. I hope it is clear to everyone. Yeah, so if you want to do payment, you can do today, because maybe after this class, so you may not get the link. So these are our demo sessions. So of course not demo in real also, but you may not get the link once maybe after this class, or maybe after tomorrow's class. Okay, so any more questions? Yeah, mostly the sessions are interactive only. So the sessions will be like this only, interactive sessions. Okay, if you have any doubt, any simple thing, okay, then you need to simply ask me, so that we can have a uh, friendly discussion. So somebody is asking, Python script is nothing but, for example, if you want to make some automation, some sample simple program is nothing but Python script. Okay. So if you want to automate something, that is script. Program is nothing but it is basically it is a complex application where you are not going to use automation, just you need to do everything on your own. But some cases, the script and program may be referred for the same. Okay. Yeah. So if you don't have any questions, I'll stop here. No, no, not Excel automation covered. Excel automation going to cover using Python. No, no. It's purely the core and bit advanced concepts will be covered already. I think maybe you seen the syllabus yesterday. Also, I explained the content what will be covered, right? I cannot listen any other audio questions except the trainer's voice. Which audio questions you're talking about? No, no, there is no audio, there is no question, just I'm teaching. Okay. So they also didn't listen any audio, any questions. Okay. Just I'm teaching. Yeah. Okay. So I'll stop here if you don't have any queries. Thank you.